How would you like to be able to create almost anything using just a pencil and paper? How would you like to make an apple roll by itself or make a Lego figure walk? Today's guest will talk to you about these and other unique aspects and hobbies of his life, which he hopes leads into a career in the film industry. The Humanities Mass Communications Department at Norwell Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Perry Hoy, to meet the new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests who will meet on the show are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student has written and directed 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves and the productions they've created and give you the chance to get to know them and enjoy some of the work they've done during the semester. Our guest today is an artist and amateur filmmaker who hopes to one day achieve his goal of working on movies in Hollywood. He's also a bit of a nerd and loves pop culture. We would like you to meet today's guest, Luke Duffy. How you doing, Luke?
Good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Having a pretty good day today. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What are some of your hobbies?
Okay, well, probably one of my biggest talents is I like to draw. People tell me I'm a pretty good drawer. Growing up, when I was little, started off just drawing with crayons, markers, colored pencils, stuff like that, all little kids kind of doodle around with. But I kind of started to notice that I was getting the hang of drawing seriously. Mm-hmm. My grandpa had a big imprint on my life with his artistic skills. He was a painter. So I started to pursue it, and I really liked it. Drawing again since I was really little has now evolved into me drawing really elaborate portraits. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a digital piece right now of Jake Gyllenhaal from the movie Nightcrawler. It's one of my favorite movies. It's my first actual digital portrait, and that's the finished version. It was really exciting to do that. My go-to, though, my favorite medium, though, is just pencil and paper, graphite. I like to be really hands-on. It requires a lot less hand-eye coordination because you're looking exactly where your hand is going. This is a John Lennon piece that I'm working on right now for my dad. There's a close-up on some of the detail of it. I'm a big nerd. I love me some Star Wars. I love me some science fiction, comics, superhero movies, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. It's really exciting to go to the movies, get excited for the newest comic book movie coming out, like Batman vs. Superman, which actually wasn't that good. But this is a Wolverine piece that I'm working on right now. It's a little sketch. I like to do some superhero sketches here and there. But my main passion, though, is definitely filmmaking. That's a first place trophy I won from the Connecticut FBLA club. This is my best friend Charlie, who's a dancer. This is a little piece we're working on at the moment. He's kind of like my go-to partner when I'm doing these things. This is a stop motion segment I'm working on right now. It's from The Empire Strikes Back. It's Luke versus Vader. Take the green screen out, and then I replace it with a backdrop and do some color correction so it looks more cinematic. This is just something I do here and there. I'll make an artsy, goofy GoPro video with a lot of slow motion. I have an old bullwhip that I goof around with sometimes. So I made this about a year ago. It's just some weird video that I did when I was by myself. Probably needed some help at the time. Anyway, this is another short film, skateboarding video I did with my friend Charlie, who was the dancer. This was for a school project in high school. Again, him and I, it's really fun to work with him on stuff.
Yeah, it sure seems like it. Mm-hmm. So could you tell us why you decided to take this course here?
Well, for a while now, I've had a big interest in filmmaking and a big passion for it. It started probably when I was starting out in high school. I noticed I'd go to the movies and I noticed little things like maybe the way they shot something, framed something, the score, the color, anything like that. I just started to notice it, and I was interested in it and interested in how they did it and how it all came together. So I kind of took up making my own little short films here and there, studying film, I love watching behind the scenes documentaries and videos because I just love to know what goes on behind the scenes. So to take this class knowing that you get to work with like being the technical director, controlling the audio, doing all that kind of stuff was really fascinating because I hadn't really seen that done before at a first-hand perspective.
Yeah, like I definitely know how that feels. Like I've seen some movies that are just how do they make it? It's just really interesting to me. So what are some of the things that you have learned in this course throughout the semester?
Some of the things I've learned how to frame shots better. Learned about like headroom, stuff like that. I've learned about, well, obviously the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, what we're doing now. Yeah. It's probably the most impactful because it's something I've never done before. The course, it was refreshing to hear some of the things that I did know already, but to remember it and remind myself of it was good. But the main stuff like again, technical director, audio, controlling the teleprompters, controlling the cameras, that's really what I'm going to take away from it because it was just like something I've never done before.
Yeah. So could you please tell us about the multiple projects that you've done throughout the semester?
Yeah. The first one I did was the Student Studies project. Me and my friend filmed that at the Trumbull Library, and him and I hadn't hung out in a while, so this was like our first time hanging out, and it was fun to work on this with him because he hadn't really seen the stuff that I do before. It was a fun opportunity for me to practice continuing motion when he's like moving his stuff around. It was a fun opportunity for me to kind of put my own twist on it, like with that passing of time, using cross dissolves, stuff like that. Like that, continuing motion when he pulls his phone up. This one, the nature project, was fun to do because it's a more laid back, relaxing project. It was a nice day, so I just kind of went out there with my camera and filmed some plant life. I'm a sucker for changing the focus, moving the focusing ring on my DSLR. It's a really artsy thing to do, and I like it, especially on a day like this with a lot of nice colors. It's just starting to bloom on the trees and the branches, and all the colors really contrast each other well. This one is the orange project, which I had the most fun working on. Again, I worked with Charlie, who's my friend. Gave me a lot of creative freedom to kind of implement my humor and my own personal touches to it. A lot of inspiration from other movies I've seen, especially action movies, because I got to make a whole fight scene between me and him using oranges, which is ridiculous, but it was so much fun. We were up till like 5 a.m. working on it. Yeah.
All right. Those sound like very fun projects to work on. Could you tell us about your best project out of all of them?
I guess I'll just continue because the orange project was my best project that I did. I put the most time and effort into it. I put together a whole choreographed fight scene with me and him. I got to make cool shots like this one right here with the stove coming on. It's kind of an intense, like, oh my God, is he gonna die moment. Again, I took a lot of samples from other movies, like maybe the Bourne movies. They have a lot of good fight scenes. Me and my friend, we play off of each other really well, and he's always game for any crazy ideas that I have. So it was just a really fun experience, me and him working on this. It was also really fun because we didn't have a third camera person, so we'd set up the camera on a tripod, film the shot, and see how it turned out. So it was a fun challenge to do it that way also. And then I added some effects here and there after to make it seem like someone else was filming, but they weren't. He had a lot of fun and crazy opinions on what to put in it, like that scene.
Yeah, it sure seems like it. That looks like a very cool movie. So, what are the most important skills that you've learned from this class, and how will you put them to use, like, you know, in the future or something?
Well, definitely I'm going to work on my time management skills because that is like a big deal with any sort of project you're working on. If you have a deadline, you really need to get stuff done at a comfortable pace and on time. There's nothing worse than stressing yourself out when you have to do stuff last minute, get everything together, and especially when you have a whole team you're working with, they're kind of just like, dude, like, what are you doing? You're holding us back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the biggest thing I've taken away from the course.
Yeah,
'Cause I've never worked on something that required this much like put together.
Yeah, like I feel you because I've been in that position before and it's not really fun at all. So today we've got to meet someone who shared with us the passion he has for art and film. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned here at NCC to achieve his goal of working in Hollywood. He also plans to use the new knowledge from TV One to create short films of his own and improve his skill set. We would like to thank Luke Duffy for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We hope you enjoyed meeting some of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and have a great day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Perry Hoy, directed by Lovins Jen. I'm your announcer, Lynn Nicholas. This New Directors is a Nora Community College student production.